What is up, guys? It is your boy Royal Mech, and today I have some amazing news. This is going to be the first vlog of a series I'll be doing. It isn't going to be every week you'll see a video related to this, but it will be on average the follow within the time frame of me finishing an event. So, being that Evolution Cup has started, in my area, we had our first Evolution Cup yesterday. Well, this past Saturday. So, I participated running with the boy Greymon Tribal. Here's my little Agumon. And we ended up winning second place. So I am actually really excited. Our pricing was great with our local on top of what pricing's provided. Shout out again to Power 9 Games out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you guys for being an amazing shop. I always enjoy going there. The employees are great to hang out with and speak to. Our community is just wonderful, bonkers. I couldn't ask for a better group of a community. We're always willing to help each other out. We're even willing to help new guys, even if it means giving them cards, just giving cards to have them have something on hand, right? So, yeah, but we got second place at the first EVO Cup in our Vegas area. I played Greymon Tribal, as you saw. We went through 5 rounds out of 24 players, and I was just ecstatic. The tournament went by rather quickly, actually. We started at 1. We got done around 6 o'clock, which is on average your average time span for a tournament of 24 people plus. But we had a lot of fun. It was really great being there. Let me just go into my matchups and give out a little bit of what ended up going on. So in round 1 for me, I played against Lugamon. Lugamon actually, in normal matchups, everybody knows Lugamon has the higher percentage win against Greymon Tribal, right? But my opponent had one issue that actually was switch the percentage in my favor. He kept running into the BT15 Lugamon. No, correction. He ran into the, I can't remember what set, but he ran into the double color Lugamon for a lot of his starting climbs. So, for those of you who play Lugamon, you already know if you don't start with the BT14 Lugamon, you're really on a back foot. And in game 1, that caused one of his biggest issues, as well as he wasn't able to keep his Lugamon EVO on the board long enough to actually continue mainstay. And I took him in two games. We didn't even get to a game 3. I beat him game 1 and game 2, 2-0 all day. But in game 2, he actually was getting steam, but I didn't. Once again, I didn't allow for him to. He didn't get really allowed to do anything. He kept losing his tower, as well as I hit a Hades Force to wipe out all his Tamers resourcing. So he was pretty much starting his board from scratch again. And for all you guys who play, especially because in both games he didn't see the original Lugamon, not being able to get AG on board and to keep your resources up is a problem. So I was able to keep him under control. We took that game. We took that match 2-0. No losses were given. Going into round 2, we played against Numamon. Now that also, and it was ironic. One of the major things this tournament, I played against a lot of matchups I should have lost and came out successful. Game 2, round 2, I played against Numamon. I beat him 2-0. Same way both times. I killed him with OTK. I hit him with the Omnimon to Omni X combo while he was at 1 damage remaining and just killed him twice. We went on to round 3. Round 3 was against Royal Knights. Royal Knights again. Honestly, this time I honestly was was actually happy. Round 3 was my break round. I just 2-0'd that matchup incredibly fast. Them giving Greymon so much memory really early in the game is definitely a bad situation for them. and so it helped me speed blitz my tower up. And then I was just able to keep his Royal Knights off the board, so he wasn't able to generate anything to climb and hard play his Omnis. And that was another 2-0. So at this point, I entered at 3 wins, no losses, on to round 4. Round 4, I played against another Numemon player. This time, this Numemon player actually had less issues seeing his pieces. We did end up being. I end up losing this match 2-1. He lost to me in round 2. Game 2. Game 3 was a 50-50 split. Really close, but I didn't see pieces I needed at the crucial time, which then led into him taking the win. On to round 5. That is where also, to pinpoint something there, at round 4 we did have a draw. So we ended up with a draw with 2 undefeateds in a draw state. Which, for those of you who play really close attention to the statistics on how ranking goes, that can make or break a tournament at the end of the day. So we went into it. Everything went as it should. Round 3, I played against my final. And then going into round 5, I had a matchup against. Actually, let me double check who I played against. Real quick, guys, I gotta double check my lovely Nat Bandai app to make sure I remember who the guy was. Because this was my round 5 is the one I'm having issues remembering right now. My apologies. Okay, so check my rank. Nope, that's not the one we want. We want my match history. Thank you, Bushi, now for your wonderful app. Bandai, thank you for. Sorry, not Bushi. Bandai, thank you. I play too many cards. I play also Card Fight Vanguard, which you guys know. Bushi also. Bushi's theirs. They have their app now. That's a whole nother story. Back to the Bandai. So my final round was against Mirage Galgamon. Had to went ahead and double check my info based on the player because I remember faces and their decks based on that, not just off the back of my head. Final round, I played against Mirage Galgamon. Round 1, I was able to shut his 1 Mirage Tower off before he got to keep really pressing the game, which helped me greatly because after that, I was able to keep him at a 1 memory slot. He didn't have his Tamer on board. His memory got to stay at 1 the rest of the game. It just went my way. Game 2. I was really close to losing that one. My opponent ended up getting 2 Mirage Galgamon burst modes on the board, and even with a Omnimon stopping 1 bounce, he was able to generate the Zudamon to stop a double. With Zudamon, that honestly, that card is just incredibly strong. Being able to choose what cards come out of the Digivolution source, which in my opinion should not be a thing, especially for a card that's a 4-drop. But they feel aces need to be somehow usable at all instances. So, yeah. But I still lived because he couldn't come, even though he did all that. On the following turn, 1 of his towers died, which saved me on the instant swing, and then he had 1 remaining. But after that, there was nothing else he could do. He didn't have any blockers. I did have a unit in raising, brought it up, just swung, and called it a game. And that's how that ended up going. I ended up with a 4-1 record. The only loss I had was actually to my round 4 loss. So in my round 4 loss, he ended up winning it undefeated, took champion. So it was a really great experience. It actually was an interesting top 3, to be honest. Let me get that info for you guys. So in our top 3, who we had was first place was my good friend Ulysses. He was the Numemon player I played in round 4 that I lost to. Second place, yours truly. We ended up with Greymon. Now, here is round 3. One of my great good friends, Wong, he played Metal Garurumon. So, all three of these decks were tribal decks, and all three of them, three tribal decks took the top slot. It was a really fun tourney. EVO Evolution tournament was amazing. Prizing was actually really cool. First place got a box of BT16. Second place got $100 in store credit. Third and fourth got $35 back in store credit. And then the remaining four of the top eight only got their top eight entry promo. So got their participation promo, and if I remember correctly, they also got some store credit back from that. I can't remember the total completely for them, but it was a really fun experience. I got to learn a lot from it. Actually, I think I could have went undefeated had I ended up in game 3. I had in game round 4. I had two choices of attack plan. I could have just played Hades Force to clear some of his board and see what happens after. But I went the route and saved myself for a turn because of him having DP reduce me for an entire turn. I could have played smarter there, but I didn't, and I went for a swing into security and hopefully live. But that was something I had to learn from, and it played its factor in my win to my loss. But I learned from that, and it'll make me better. Next thing up, because this is gonna be a whole vlog. I am gonna do this style. I am gonna also include the deck profile. We're gonna go ahead and break that down and see how I did with the deck. All right, guys. So let's get into the deck profile. Now we're gonna do a little thing different. I'm not gonna just pull every card out. I am just gonna give you the ratios. So to start, BT5 Koromon. I do only play this egg, so I play 4 copies of it. It has the great inheritable of when it's in the evolution source for a Greymon or an Omnimon, you draw a card. Love free draw. We all can't live without it. On to the level 3s. I play 4 copies of the BT14 Agumon. It has the ability to Digivolve on top of a Koromon for 0 cost. So this can be either the red Koromon we play or any Koromon of another color, which grants so much flexibility for this card. It then has the start of main phase ability, where if you have a tie in play, you can Digivolve this into any Greymon. Then it has the inheritable. You can get your Greymons and Omnimons during your turn, gain 2 KDP. Really great card. In comboing with some other Greymons, this card just becomes nuts. We also play for the Agumon. Next, we play BT12 Agumon as well, and he also is another 4 of. With the ability of Digivolving on top of a Koromon for 0, and has the on play, you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Tai Kamiya, and then add an additional either Greymon or Omnimon from among those to the hand. So this will always give you a +1, and you usually will get 2 cards off it since the whole deck is just searchable. And it does also have the ability, the inheritable, during both players' turn, your Greymon and Omnimon gain 1 KDP. Last but not least, for the level 3s, we play 4 copies of the Agumon X Antibody. It has the ability to Digivolve on top of Agumons for 0, like most X Antibodies. And then the on play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can add a Greymon or Omnimon to your hand, as well as an X Antibody option. So, really good search. Another card that gives you a possible 2 cards in hand on the first play. Next up, we go into our level 4s. We are playing 4 copies of the Security Greymon. Great card. You really don't not play this in OTK Greymon. Get that at OTK. Also get that free security. Great play. Next up, we play the
BT5 Greymon. I play 2 copies of this. It has the on Digivolve ability. If you have an Agumon in the evolution source, you gain a memory. Now, it's really good with the BT14 Agumon because you get to Digivolve in this for free, and that's technically a net +1 in your memory. And gaining additional free memory is just always wonderful. It then has the inheritable, your Greymon and Omnimons gain 2 KDP while it's your turn. Next up, we will be playing 3 copies of Greymon X Antibody, the vaccine type that has the inheritable, the ability to evolve on a Greymon for 0, and the inheritable of if your Greymon or Omnimon would be removed from play, you may remove 2 Digimon from your EVO source of the same level. Really good card. Protections are always good. Last but not least, we will play 1 copy of Greymon X Antibody, the virus type. It has the inherent ability to Digivolve on top of a Greymon for 0. Then it has the wonderful ability during your turn, when you Digivolve on top of this into a Greymon, reduce its Digivolution cost by the number of colors. So primarily, that means things like our Metal Greymon, which is a double color, evolves specifically for a 1 cost. Really good card. Then it has the inheritable of if this Digimon would be deleted or removed from board to the bottom of the deck or bounce the hand, you can remove X antibody from the evolution source to protect it. Really good secondary protection stat. I really hope that card gets put back to 4. On to 5s, we're going to play 4 copies of the BT12 Metal Greymon. It has the ability to Digivolve on top of Greymons for a 3 cost. Then it has Raid, which means you're allowed, when it attacks a security, it can redirect to a unsuspended Digimon of the highest DP. Why that's important is because of its second ability, which is when it witnesses a attack change direction, you get to play a level 4 or lower red or black tamer into play. Really good for Greymon OTK because this can get you your security tie on board really fast, as well as get you your blocker ties on board really quick to just keep your game state going faster. Then it has the inheritable where it gives your Omnimon and Greymon piercing. This was like the main thing the deck was missing to start to make the OTK make more sense and be more powerful, and we have it now. Next up, we play 1 copy of Metal Greymon Alteris mode. It has the ability to Digivolve on top of Metal Greys for free. Then it has the ability on Digivolve, if you have a tamer in play, kill an opponent's Digimon with 5k DP or less. Really strong, really helpful, especially in the Numamon matchup. I might try to figure up a second 2 slot for it, but right now we play it at 1. Then it has the inheritable, just like the vaccine type Greymon X antibody. You're able to just protect it by removing 2 of the same level. Next up, we play 3 copies of Metal Greymon X Antibody. It has the on Digivolve ability to gain a security, and then if it has Metal Greymon in the evolution source, it gains an additional 3k DP to the end of your opponent's turn. This also has the ability, like all X antibodies, to Digivolve on top of itself for 0 cost. Wonderful play to get from the base metal to that. Awesome plays. Next up, we are going to be playing 3 copies of the BT12 War Greymon. It does have the on Digivolve ability. It gains plus 3k DP till the end of your opponent's turn, as well as it gains Reboot. It also has Raid, but why does this one need Raid? Well, because of its secondary third ability, which is when once per turn, whenever it redirects an attack, when an attack is changed, be it either itself or your opponent through blocking, it then gets to unsuspend. This is really good on the aggression turn because you just raid into one of your opponent's Digimon, pierce, get rid of their security, he's restood, and you keep the pressure going again. Next up, we then play 1 copy of the BT14 Wargrey. It has 2 really good abilities. First one is when you can Digivolve into this from an Agumon if you have a Tai Kamiya in play and your opponent's Digimon is 10k DP or more. Then it may attack if possible. And it also gains Raid, which are really dumb abilities to give this card. But then it has the when attacking skill, if you have a tamer, you get security attack +1 and piercing. Thus, meaning this becomes all the best versions of its line in one play. Love this card, honestly, but you only can really play it at one or before it starts clogging. Next up, I am going to be playing 2 copies of the War Greymon X Antibody. It has the ability, just like all these X's, to Digivolve on top of itself for a cost, but this time it's for 1 with the all turns ability. Whenever a security is removed, I gain a memory. This works on both players' turn. This definitely helps against those yellow matchups. And it has the second ability at the end of an attack. You may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with equal to or less than DP, but you have to have either a Roar Gray or the X antibody in the EVO source. Luckily for us, we have both ways to trigger. Next up, for our 7s, we are going to be playing 1 copy of Omnimon. This is the Blitz Omni with the ability on Digivolve, Unsuspend, Blitz. It also has the ability, if this Digimon would be removed from field, you have the ability to choose one of your level 6s in the EVO source and put it to the bottom of your deck to keep it on the board. So it has its own self level of protection, which is really good in this format with all the different decks having a way to bounce stuff. So just keeping this keeps it strong. Then I play for my last level 7 in the last Digimon of the deck. We play a copy of Omnimon X Antibody. This is the one from not BT10. Honestly, I like this one way better than the original Omnimon X, but it also does a lot for us now. So first up, it reduces its Digivolution cost to 3 if Digivolving on top of an Omnimon. Then it can reduce itself another 2 if you have the X antibody and the inheritables, which is really good because we still play X antibody. Then it has the on Digivolution skill. You can choose a level 6 or, correction, you just on Digivolve, get rid of the highest play cost Digimon on your opponent's board to the bottom of the deck. Now, if their whole board is the same play cost, you get rid of all of it at the same time. It is really nuts how quick this can clear a board. Then it has the on Digivolve and when attacking skill, where you can remove a level 6 from your EVO source or an X antibody, put it to the bottom of your deck and look at your opponent's security and then trash one. Really good skill, especially when it's the last attack, because you just get to say no. Next up, we're in the options. I play 2 copies of Red Memory Boost. Has the ability on play, look at top 4, grab a red Digimon, bottom deck the rest. Delay ability can pop it to gain 2 memory. Primarily, I play this card to help supplement my memory gains, especially now since the format doesn't have a lot of people playing memory starvers. So we can just play this now without fear of being stalled out from using it. Then I play 2 copies of Offensive Training. Just another great searcher. Just helping. Yes, this one does handle your EVO costing, so you get to have good maneuverability and all. Then we play 1 copy of Hades Force. Probably one of the best cards ever created as an option for Greymon. It has the ability to reduce its play cost by 2 if we have X antibody in the EVO sources. Then it has the on-play ability to count the play cost of any of your Greymons. Primarily, you're going to use something like primarily in your War Greymon lines, your War Greymon pieces. It can count that and then delete all Digimon and Tamers equal up to the play cost of the Greymon on board. Then another Greymon can attack your opponent's security. Why this is good is because technically this gives Greymon a blitz without giving it blitz, because this can be the only thing you play a turn, wipe some of their security, and if they have only 1 card left or no cards left in security, but they had a bunch of blockers, you just cleared their blockers and you still have a way to attack. Really good card, but don't see any playing more than 1. And now we go into the fun stuff, which is going to be our. Did we miss them? I think we did, guys. Yep, on me. I messed up. But we still got 3 more cards to talk about. First up, out of the 3. First up, we play 2 copies of the X antibody. So you just have the ability, put it underneath. Then, as long as you have a Digimon in play, put this underneath. You can only have one of these underneath at a time, which is really good. But then it has the security effect. If triggered, you gain a memory, and then you add this card to hand. Then it has the other ability. This cannot be removed from your EVO sources. So when blue evolution rip decks try to put you to 0 evolution sources to keep you from doing something, this will always prevail. Now, last but not least, we have our tamers. First up, I play 2 copies of the red memory tamer tie. Has you start your turn at 3 memory, but then it has the other ability of if your red Digimon has 4 EVO sources or more, it gains an additional security attack. Really good for OTK. If everything goes right, this makes it so you swing at least 4 security at one time. Really good, really strong. Wouldn't choose any other card. Last but not least, we play 3 copies of the BT12 tie. Now, this tie is really good because it's technically a cool boy for Greymon. It has the ability on play, choose one of your Greymon or Agumons, give it plus 1,000 DP and blocker. That is one of the best things this deck ever got because we have the BT12 Wargrey, which has the ability to unsuspend itself when you do an attack change. Thus meaning, with blocker, this is 2 blocks as one time. Really good card. Then it has the other ability. When you Digivolve into a Greymon, you may suspend this to gain a memory. So, another memory gainer. We run that at 3. I don't think that card will ever drop anything less than 3, but sometimes I do have still seen people play it at 4. 4 to me is a little clunky. But that has been the deck, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Let's go back to Big Me.
All right, guys, that has been the deck list, as well as my review overall for how I felt the event went. If you guys enjoyed this style of video, especially on major tournaments in my local area, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. I am actually enjoying some of you guys' comments on my videos. And yeah, I'll keep it coming. My next Evo, I'm going to do another review. I'm probably going to keep going all the way through until the end of Evo to see how well I produce using Greymon. So this will be the journey of Greymon for fighting in the Evolution Cup. I am definitely going to keep the deck as it is. I hope and keep pushing forward. We did a second place once. We can do it again and again. Even if I got 3 more events to get through and get get those top 4 packs to get through. My goal is to get top 4 in each event, each Evo event. If I get champion, awesome, but I want to at least keep in the top 4 and come back with come back with a top 4 packet. Try to win top 4 times in a row, get all the promos, and just have my collection good and going. With that being said, please guys remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, I will leave my Cash App, and this is actually going to be new. If you guys want to support the channel anyway, I will go ahead and leave my Cash App down below. You guys can donate however much you want to support the channel. If you're enjoying it and want to help the channel grow more, that will be great. And if you can't do it financially, your support is greatly appreciated through just your interactions with the channel, subscribing, chatting, responding to each other's chats. That helps just as much as cash, right? It gets more people viewing our videos, and it allows this channel to keep growing and keep moving, so I can do things for you guys that I'm enjoying. I enjoy doing Digimon content. I'm enjoying doing Vanguard content. I just have fun, and you guys help make it more fun. So once again, this has been the This has been event 1 of the Evolution Bandai Evolution Cup. Your boy hit second place onto that road to maintaining in a consistent top 4 slot. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.